Majo John Madden with my long form about scams of Mexico. I do trust my judgment, and I've been through some really tough scrapes over the last 3 years on the road that have hardened me. They have hardened me. There's a movie with Kevin Costner, his version of Wyatt Earp, and it shows him starting a green kid out in the woods and how tough he got over time. Too tough in some situations. Well, that's my story too. I have over the last 4 years gotten a lot tougher, having been too nice a guy for most of my life. But still, through 7 months in Mexico, when people say, or even 3 years on the road in Corpus Christi, when the guy said, really nice spiritual guy said, don't park there, that's right near the bad neighborhood and you'll get robbed for sure over there. I knew he was wrong. Slept something like 20 nights right next to the public library. It was peaceful as pie. And a lovely park near it where my dog went hunting every night. He's a nocturnal hunter. It worked out great. And that's repeated in New Orleans, in Chicago, and certainly in Mexico, where Mexicans, bless their hearts, want to believe that they can teach me about Mexico, and they have certain things to teach. Like David, just down the street at the orthopedic store, said, that girl who was sweet talking to you out there, she's going to want money. And I said, yeah, that could be all right. I don't mind giving her a little money if she gives me some of her sweetness. But she was a scam, and there was nothing to be gotten from her except practice, learning the ways of Mexico. And what are these street girls like? And I'm not opposed to hanging out with a street girl, but I want to be smart. I want to not be stupid. And she taught me a lot, and I'm grateful to her. And grateful to my instinct and 3 years of practice at setting boundaries that I said a lot more no's to her than yes, and that's when she skedaddled. So just down the street here, I had my first encounter with Mexican street hustles around auto accidents back in Brownsville, where a woman hit me, but then an old guy who didn't even know her double teamed with her, said, come on, we're going to get some money out of the gringo. Well, I didn't have any money then, and they gave up. But that's repeated, and it just did down the street. I park down here sometimes, even though I know it's more dangerous down here, but it's also pretty interesting, and I love this section. But this woman came up with a video. She was claiming I had damaged her car, and she had a video. Like there would have just incidentally been someone shooting a video as I happened to drive by her car, and it's quite clear there's no impact. And then she shows me a whole bunch of damage on her car and claimed I did it. And I said, ma'am, you got to take this to the police, okay? Yeah, I have nothing to do with this. And she's not going to take it to the police because the video is obvious that I had nothing to do with any damage to her car. So I'm learning to be stronger, learning to have my bullshit detector on board. But it's not going to stop me from loving Las Trancas. The La Trampa Club just down the street has great music. I love going there for lunch. It's really great, and there's so many great people down here. And the Coppel store down the street is a really great store, so sweet, and I love a lot of people in there. And I go there to upload my videos for YouTube because it's got a great Wi-Fi. And the Mexican people are so great. You're not going to change me about that. 99% of the Mexican people tend to be sweeter, more innocent, more loving, more fun than, I'm sorry, most people in America. It's a tendency. There are some awesome people in America, but America has a culture that breeds tightness and control and paranoia. And for a lot of good reasons in America right now, where it is a dangerous place to be, way more dangerous than Mexico, where you get to choose where to go. Don't stay by the border towns. Don't go to Michoacan. Don't go to the cartel places. But if you don't go there, people in Mexico don't have guns, okay? It's legal to keep a gun in your home for self-protection, but it's all really regulated. Whereas in Texas, you see a black holster on a guy's hip or a bulge, he's got a gun. Yeah. In Mexico, it's a phone, all right? So I'll get tougher and I'll get smarter. I actually locked my car doors today because the little street hustler last week was paying a lot of attention to where my money was. And I doubled back and hit it really well in there. But I'm also not going to leave the doors open because I know I don't think she was an addict, except addicted to hustling money from gringos. And I don't even resent her for doing it. It's her doing her best to stay afloat. But by God, I'm not going to let her get into my car and go, because I have had the experience in Louisville, Kentucky of an addict who knew me and liked me. And I hid my Bluetooth speaker that he had his eye on. I hid it, and he found it. So I'm not gonna give her a chance to search my car. No. So there are places where I will lock my doors, but not up in Moctezuma. No, no, no. And don't tell me that the barrio is dangerous just because it's poor people. I have the data. I've been there like 10 nights. They're good people. They're not going to steal from me.